What's going on, everybody? We're back. Another day, another episode, and yet again, another. The Justin Trudeau circus is yet again attacking Canadian citizens. But what else is new? The Liberal government has just released a decree banning 324 additional firearms that were historically classified as non-restricted are now restricted. In today's video, we're going to take a deep dive into that list together and find out exactly what weapons we own that we can no longer have, and why I believe individual gun owners should not panic. So we're going to take a look at this list together. This is directly off the Canadian government website, and this is their new regulations. Newly prohibited makes and models. Here we go. Have the Browning M2. B&Ts, wow. All the B&Ts are banned. All of them. Wow. Wow, Benelli MR1, that is special. Okay. We got some of the Black Creek guns here, some Bushmasters. Oh, wow. The Type 63 and Type 68. That's kind of a cross between like an AK and a SKS. Crusader Arms. I kind of figured those would be on here. Yeah, the Bren 2. I think some of these have already been banned. Oh no, a buddy of mine just ordered one of these. Well, that's sad. Okay. Yeah, the Desert Tex, kind of expected that. What else? The Freedom Ordnance FX9. Wow, that is a 9mm pistol carbine. That is very discouraging. Whoa, German gun sports. The GSG MP40 and the 16 and the 15. Oh my God, these are all 22 caliber long rifles. How do you classify that as an assault style weapon? That is arguably a toy. The Heckler Koches, yep, expected that. Wow, what a list. What an extensive list. Wow, Caltex. Wow, the SU-22s as well. Look at this. All the Caltex. These are, again, just 22 caliber long rifles. This is actually my favorite 22 that I own. This is really sad to see that. Again, these are like toys. I don't know how these are classified as assault weapons. Get out of here. Kodiak Defense, WK-180C and the WK-181C. I just picked this up like 2 weeks ago as an early Christmas present. So it looks like I won't be shooting that anytime soon. Yeah, all the Chris Vectors. Oh my God, even the 22 cals. I don't understand the 22 cals at all. I don't understand any of this, but Jesus. Mossers in here. The M15s. Oh my gosh. These are like all of the fun guns, all the guns that we enjoy to shoot for recreation and competition. Wow, Polytex. I kind of figured these would be banned just because of the way they look. And, the Liberals don't like anything that looks scary. Wow, the LC and the PC carbines by Ruger. Jeez Louise, okay. Smith & Wesson, wow, the folding pistol carbine. This is a 9mm folding carbine. Like, this is absurd. Absolutely absurd. Sterling Arms, yeah. Again, I think some of these are already on the restricted or prohibited lists. The Titmans. Wow, the U.S. Ordnance. Again, you don't see the SKS on this list, and you don't see the crypto on this list. But yeah, I wouldn't let off a sigh of relief just yet if you own a I wouldn't let off a sigh of relief if you own a crypto or an SKS, because I believe in February they will be added to this list. Oh my goodness. Well, that is quite the extensive list, and that's really sad to see, but there is hope to this. And again, this is just a last-ditch effort, a desperate effort by the Liberal government to try to gain some traction, which it's not. They issued this $250 rebate and, some temporary sales tax breaks and so forth. Like, nobody gives a shit. We want you out. I think the Canadians are speaking quite clearly. Like, we want you out. So this is just, I think, going to have a paradox effect to them and just be the complete opposite. I think this is going to hurt the Liberals even more. And that's sad. But ultimately, it's going to hurt the firearm industry here in Canada the most. This is sad. Like, a lot of these retailers are really going to struggle for the next year and a half, as well as the ranges. Like, this is this is pretty sad for those guys. Now, I think as an individual licensed gun owner, I wouldn't panic. I think this is all going to be overturned when the Conservative Party takes over, which we all know is coming. That's for sure. I think the numbers don't lie already in the preliminaries. So I think at least I'll speak for myself, my course of action would be, you don't want to be a criminal, so you're obviously not going to transport and go shoot your legally obtained and now deemed restricted firearms. You don't want to shoot them. So clean them, put them away. I think this would just be a good opportunity to dust off some of your shotguns and bolt actions and lever actions and go, have fun with those. And I highly encourage supporting the rangers and the shops as best you can. If you need accessories or ammo or whatever the case may be from some of these retailers, like do your best to support them. I think that's all we can kind of do in the interim, as well as the rangers. Get down to the range. They're going to be feeling it. Believe me. A lot of their business comes from non-licensed gun owners that go in and want to shoot, and they generate a decent amount of revenue, sustainable revenue off of that. So that's going to have since been halted because nobody wants to go in and shoot boring guns. So yeah, and I think memberships. I think a lot of people may not renew their memberships this year, which again, I highly encourage you to do it. These businesses are lucrative for our sport and what we enjoy, and I think it's our responsibility again as law-abiding citizens and enthusiasts, to help them stay alive during this struggle. That's definitely going to be that. It's going to be a struggle for them for the next year and a bit. They're definitely going to accrue some debt, and it's going to be up to us as civilians to go out and support these people. So that's pretty sad to hear about that. But again, I think the reason I'm personally not panicking is because I know this is all going to get overturned. You just have to be patient. Again, put your guns away for now. Dust off some shotguns and go play. I encourage you to go play and just be patient. They can't physically come take these guns away from you. So just be patient. And I've also read that they've offered a lot of these banned weapons to Ukraine, which is just, I can't wrap my head around that. Like, these are non-military rifles. These are semi-automatic rifles that are like limited to 5-round capacity mags. Like, where is that a military rifle? And how is that going to help? For training? Sure. So essentially, liberal government is what you're doing is you're stealing from law-abiding, responsible citizens and stealing our weapons and giving it to Ukraine. Like, it just goes to show this government does not care about Canadians at all. And it's funny that they reference, a tragic event that happened like 30 years ago. As to that's like their foot forward. 30 years ago there was this awful event that happened, and like, get out of here. And like, did the criminals that commit all these crimes, are they getting this memo? You think they're going to follow through with this? So I think the reality of it is, and I'm pretty sure it's blatant for everybody to see, even non gun owners, it's just another shitty political wedge move from the Liberals, and it's, in ways, for me, I find it like very entertaining. Like, I get some weird degree of enjoyment watching this party just squirm of desperation. Like, so in any event, Pierre had some thoughts on gun control, which I think he does have, a logical approach, and there's that old saying, never trust a politician. But I think in this regard, what choice do we have? In any event, I'll share on the screen now a little clip from Pierre and his thoughts on Canadian gun control. So let's check that out.
Yeah. In fact, we're going to take away the OIC power altogether, so that ministers can no longer arbitrarily designate a firearm as illegal. In fact, what we're going to do is create empirical standards that determine which firearms are restricted, unrestricted, and prohibited based on what the gun does, not on how it looks. Then we're going to embed that in the law, and that law will be frozen and crystallized so that when you buy a firearm, you don't risk that the next day some political pollster or propagandist is going to tell the minister that it would be good politics to ban such and such firearm because it looks scary, which is effectively what happened. They banned a bunch of firearms for no reason, not unrelated to what the gun does, but because it looked like a Hollywood G.I. Joe gun, and therefore it looked like good politics to ban it. But what I'm going to do is we're going to create a task force, First Nations, hunters, farmers, border guards, police officers, military veterans, to define which firearms would be prohibited, like the machine guns that have been prohibited since the 70s, which should be restricted, like handguns, which should be unrestricted, 22 rifles and other similar weapons and tools. That's a common sense approach. We're going to put it in the law, so you don't have to worry about an OIC coming along to confiscate your value and turn your property into a worthless piece of government confiscated machinery.
Yeah.
That's what they've done, and they've turned honest people into criminals while allowing criminals to run rampant in our street.
And as you've just heard, like, to me, this is the only logical way to approach gun control here in Canada. Like, it's just common sense. This is a common sense approach to how to handle firearms in Canada, and to not victimize Canadian citizens, man. Like, this is it's so sad. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. In any event, I appreciate you watching this video. If you don't want to click like, I completely understand that. There's nothing really to like about this, but if you can find the humor in it, the way that I kind of am, I find it funny to watch this government just flail, struggling, desperate, pathetic. It's funny to me, and their time is very limited. I think worst case scenario, what is it, like a year and a bit maybe? Then, worst case scenario, they'll be out of office, and I'm 100% confident this will be overturned by the Conservative government. So I appreciate you watching the video nonetheless. Stay strong, store your guns, don't be discouraged, and just dust off some shotguns and some bolt actions. Get out there, go support the ranges, go support the gun retailers, purchase some accessories, some optics, some ammo, whatever it is you need to get. And just do your best to support and do your best to stay positive. Because again, this is going to end, and it will be so satisfying when it does. I hope you guys all have an awesome weekend. Don't get down, don't get bummed out. Laugh in the face of this dictator, this regime that's crumbling. And we'll catch you on the next one.